Hey, what is up? Welcome to Ike. I will have to apologize because I did record a full episode without actually hitting the recording button. So I will have to tell you what happened after the fact. As you can see, in the meantime, I got the next star. And that star I spent on advanced cooking. As in the last episode, we made the advanced baking and the advanced cooking books. We took the advanced baking skill, we tasted all the tasty baked stuff, and we started to make a kitchen for the advanced cooking. And I said I wanted to make a stove as well. But between episodes, I realized that the stove will need electronics. So there are electronic circuits in this stove, so we can not yet make it. I took the advanced cooking skill, however, and I used the kitchens that I placed in here. One over there, one over there, and to make at least half of the recipes that are involved in advanced cooking. Most of these things are, well, I made all of these things. Boiled rice is an intermediate, so I didn't taste that one. Infused oil is also an intermediate that I did not taste. And the tortillas are only used for egg tacos, and they are also, because I would also consider those an intermediate, so I did not taste these either. Everything else I have tasted. So we have the crimson salad, which is delicious. And one peculiarity about the advanced cooking recipes, many of them include other cooked ingredients. Like you have to make this basic salad with the normal cooking skill. You have to make the charred beet with the campfire cooking skill. The next is fish and chips, which includes taro fries, which is okay. We have hosomaki, which is also okay, which is a good sign because I don't need to gather all the kelp for this one. We have the kelpie crab roll, which is bad, so I don't have to hunt for crabs or gather them from the crab pots that I have in the ocean. We have the millionaire's salad, which is good, and that is in fact good because this one is made out exclusively from raw ingredients, so it's easy to make. We have pineapple fried rice, which is the best thing ever. And it's not that hard to make. So yes, we have to make charred pineapples and the boiled rice, but both are relatively easy to make. And scrap meat I get usually from making raw bacon, prepared meat, and that kind of stuff. So it's quite okay, and it's not too hard to make. So I guess this will be included in my diet from now on. We have the seeded camas rolls, which is okay. So it's not overwhelming. I don't need to use the cup for this one either, even though I have over 300 right now. We have the spiky rolls, which is good. I don't know whether I want to go and gather urchins all the time, but I have 180, so I can make about 180 spiky rolls, so this is okay. Even double the amount almost. We have the sweet salads. Again, basic salad and fruit salad as ingredients. Tastes okay, so it's a bit of a complicated recipe, and I'm glad that I probably don't have to make this one. Tortilla, as mentioned, just an ingredient for something else that comes later, and then we have the wild mix. Also okay, so I don't have to make the basic salad for this one either. That's it with the advanced cooking for now. There is, as I said, the stuff that I will be able to make later when we get to electronics. But the plan is oil drilling first, industry second, and then we get to electronics. I might switch these two around. I will have to look at the recipes for electronics and industry. If industry contains too many recipes that need electronic parts, then I definitely will switch the two, but I think I will stick to this order for now. Speaking of the coming skills, I started to make all the papers for the books. So we have geology papers in the making, we have engineering papers in the making, and these are really a pain in the backside because they need hundreds of iron gears, of iron plates, of iron axles. So I guess digging out iron ore to make all these will be one of the major pastimes in the next hours. There will be the Advanced Masonry skill book. We will need to make some metallurgy papers, so I'm far from done. I made the agriculture research papers as the generic modern papers that I will have to use. And I also started over here to make some of the papers that will be needed for the last 4 or 5 books. Next skill, as I said, will be oil drilling, and I did some preparation for that. So first I started to make this building over here. I mainly made this one for the what's it called, electric machinist table to make the stuff, but then I realized I can't make the stuff just yet, so it's not completed, but I will complete it, I guess, in the next hours. And I put down the rolling mill. It's made over here, and it is used for advanced smelting for steel recipes. We can make barrels that we will have to use in oil drilling. We can make corrugated steel that we will have to use, or we don't have to use it, but it is a tier 4 building block, so I used it in parts over here just to mix things up a bit. And with the corrugated steel we can make a large corrugated steel door, which is the one that you see over here. So I can close this, I can open this, and I could in theory drive in here with my truck if I wanted to. But I just wanted to mix things up. As I said before already, this concrete looks a bit drab, so I'm planning to mix up some paints and get this thing painted, maybe in a similar pattern as I had here before, like with red columns and a bit of whitish or lighter gray, but that will be for the future to decide. What I also did have to do in between episodes is gather tons of crops. So I harvested all the corn, harvested all the wheat, harvested the beets and the beans and almost everything, because these agriculture papers that I made used, I think, about 6,000 raw fruit, so it was quite an undertaking. I think that's it what I had recorded this morning and what I was doing. I guess since my retelling of that story took about 10 minutes, I guess, I will give you insights on my progress on making these books, making these papers, and I'll probably attach the oil drilling episode right on the back. One thing I have started is making another advanced upgrade, because I didn't realize that I would need 2 advanced upgrades for the 2 kitchens and then 1 more for the rolling mill. I could actually have a look at if there are additional tables that I need advanced upgrades for. So we made all of these screw press, shaper, cast iron stuff. The stuff itself will also need an advanced upgrade, so I should make at least one more. Do I want to use 1 or 2 stuffs? I don't really know, so let me just make 2 more advanced upgrades just to be sure. This will need 2 more geology research papers and 2 more basic research papers than I planned. So, geo papers, Q2 of those. Basic geo papers, Q2 of those. Put these in front so we get the queue empty, and make an advanced upgrade, 1 or rather 2 of them. Get the bricks and get some stone if you find some. I guess there are no bricks that are made ready, but we have a couple of not enough wet bricks, so let's count them. You need 7.5 bricks, so 8, and 57. So about 65-ish. So let's make 80. Bricks, and that means you will need to make how many crafts? You need 28 bricks, so this will be 4 crafts. Of course, I'm missing exactly 1 crushed shale and a handful of sand. The sand is no problem. I guess we have shale as well. So you are needing more mortar. 120 to be precise. So let's make 40 craft. That needs 20 sand. We will get that. One, 2 minus 1 for now. Where are the stockpiles? This one. Move stuff over. Alright. 2 minutes left for these. Let's see what the next papers will be. Upgrade 2 will need 3 more basic research. Let's count. 3, 6, 9 more basic research. Let's queue those. in the front and then get those stones. I don't have any in the mine up here, but well, I will have to mine some stone and ore anyway down there. So let's get cracking. I dig quite a hole down here. Let's see, this is just a handful of stones, so we will have to dig out a couple more. But as you see, there are more and more iron ore veins down here, so I guess we will have some time to spend down here. Okay, first batch of stone and ore. Let's take this with us. And let's put this down here. And let's crush some iron ore. So this is not 30, this is 29. If you're wondering why I'm eating baked roast, I had some roast left from that were about to go bad. And baked roast is the best you can make out of it, and I just use it to get the calories in. I don't care that much about what kind of stuff I'm eating right now. I could arrange these in a fashion that is, well, I could go to a calculator and see what's the best stuff to eat. But right now, I think I just go ahead and eat whatever is there. And when all the stuff is eaten, especially those, because they're going to go bad in 3.5 days. When that's eaten, then I will see what I have to use next. How are you doing in terms of papers? You're still making a couple of those. And won't be finishing them all, but the single and double ones are done. How about here? We still need the bricks. So let's get them. While we're back here, let's also get the stuff from the wheelbarrow down there. Mixed rubbish. This goes into the research stockpile. And I see I will have to queue a bit more paper here. So let's queue 800 for now. And then we can use these to for the basic research, and everything else can be put in here, I guess. We can take the crushed slag and move it up here, because then it will get used in making roads. Wait a second. Let's get 1, 2, I guess 2 stacks of that to fire our generators back here. And then I'll go down and get some more wood, because we are completely out. And I had already earlier started to take all these trees out here, because it's a nice big meadow where we can mow some grass, because we will need all the grass that we can get for... I think I'm still needing 25-30,000 natural fibers for all the paper making. And mowing grass is one of the ways to get it. Another way is to take the wood, make hewn logs out of them, and recycle those hewn logs. It's a fast way to get rid of wood and to make quite a few fibers. I think the end result is about 1 to 10, 1 to 20, something like that. So it's relatively efficient. Alright, I took the liberty of taking a few of the loose stone out of my strip mine, so we can further those papers. But I think for now this will be mostly gathering resources, making those final papers. And waiting for the oil drilling skill, and I guess that will be what I will do off camera, and then I'll see you again in a couple of minutes, or for me in a couple of hours, when the oil drilling skill is ready. See you on the other side. Alright, almost there. I have made the oil drilling book and the industry skill book. I'm currently in the process of making the electronics and composite skill mode. So these will be all skills we need to shoot on the meteor. There are 16 culinary research papers in the making, because those will be needed for the modern upgrades over here. But we can't make the sausages just yet, the boiled ones, because we don't have the stove, we don't have the electronic skill. But I queued them anyway. But those will take a while, a couple skills until I can make them. I also made a couple of tables for oil drilling already. There is one pump jack and one oil refinery going, and the other pump jacks have to be collected because the storage in here is full. If I do it this way, and then we get the next pump jacks, but then this will get stuck as soon as the next pump jack is made. So I will have to take them out already. Let me just get the truck to put stuff in there. The skill is, or the star for the next skill is just 2-3 minutes away. Well, a second. Well, great. Let's see how long the second lasts. There is the star. Alright. Let's go ahead and take that skill after we picked the oil refinery out of here. That's probably here. Yes. Oil drilling. Again, I have to read the book first, but this time I made it before I started recording. Take a page out of this book and out of that book and learn them both. Let's bring these up. I think we had a bit of space in here. And now I can go ahead and, that's the wrong one, over here, go oil drilling and learn this. Alright, there's not that much to the skill. So if I show all the locked benefits, there are the upgrades and the usual 2 talent choices. And then there's like biodiesel, plastic furniture, petroleum, and that's about it. I think this one, gasoline, is also a bit quite important because that will be the fuel for our next level of trucks and the skid steer and the excavator. But more importantly, what we can do now that we have the skill. Where do I find it? Is it here? Yes, we can only with the skill select this part on the map and find oil fields. So the best oil field is over here. It appears. And it's great because that is pretty much out of the way, so we can go here and build an oil field without having the pollution spread all over our crops. This one would be a decent location, but this is where we have our... No, it's not where we have our oil fields. So I might in fact go here. Because it's relatively close, I even built a bridge already. But this, on the other hand, is much better. But this is up far behind the redwood and other farms I have up there. Let's see. I could dig in here and build it up there. Let's have a look. Bring the other pump jacks. Maybe this one. But we'll definitely need electric energy as well. You know what? I will take the one that is nearer back there and use the energy that I already have over here. I guess I'll have to make 2 or 3 more of these transmission poles. Let's make 4. And bring over a stack of lumber. Storage. Where is it? Bring this one up to the blacksmith stockpile. Well, nope. Here we go. Then there's one table left to use to make that we want to use, which is the injection mold machine. What's the exact name? Oil drilling, the plastic auto chair injection mold machine, which is made at the electric machinist table. Using basic circuits, which we can't make yet because we don't have the electronics kits. So that's for later. Alright, let's go over. So we don't take this bridge, but we take the next one. And if I go over here and show the overlay. So the best region is this location, right? Which is right left of the stockpile. Or the pile over there. So let's say we put this overlay on. Well, I'm already in the region. So around here I should place the pump jacks. Let me see the overlay, the map overlay. All right. You go there. And you go here. And if I were to craft, let's say 100 barrels, that would take me 4 hours 20 minutes. So let's have a look at the other location, whether it is worth to put those there. Because the only thing that the abundance of oil makes is, as far as I know, it makes it faster to extract the oil from the ground, so making 100 barrels might be just faster over there. So let's have a look. So that would be up here. And then even further up there. Of course, I would poison all these trees over here when I put this oil rigs here. Like this. Yeah, almost. It's like back there. So, about here, right? Yes. Let's put this here, let's say 100 barrels. This will take 33 minutes only, so this is much, much faster. I guess I will have to fell a lot of trees and build my road in here to get the oil production going up here. I will do this mostly off camera, so you can have a look how it looks like now. And then I'll see you when it's done and when we have the road put up to here so we can actually make this oil field over there. This seems a good location. To put them like this and then in one row. Maybe get rid of this gravel over here. And if I actually extend the road that I have, then it will go right through there. Alright. This will take a while. See you in a bit. Okay, here we are. I built the oil field. I have already built power poles to supply it with electrical power. And this is the new road to the oil field. I had to fell quite a few of trees up here. There's still one up there that I can't reach right now. And then when you go here through diagonally, I had planned to put it up here, but the thing is that the oil refineries need water, and we are far, far, far from the water. So I instead dug down a ramp to here, and this road is basically the extension of the road that we have over here on the other side. So this is the same height, the same level, so we can just get a straight road through the mountain eventually to connect these and not have go around those hills. And down here we have the two refineries, so I made a second one just because I could. And here below the road I put those 6 pump jacks. Behind the refineries there's a large lumber stockpile that makes that for the barrels. And I just realized I did not pick up all of these, so I have to do that now. Put them in there, because the good thing is this this stockpile is reachable from the road. So when I get up here, I have parked here, then I can. In fact, I guess I have to go a bit more to the right. So it's a close thing, but over here I can now reach it and supply it with barrels and get out whatever is in there. What I still need as probably a chest or two to get to store the epoxy and the lubricant and nylon and whatever we can make. But for now, let's start drilling for oil. Yeah, what I did not do is get a claim stake, so I will have to add these manually. For all of these, it's the same. You take the barrels, you put out the petroleum. It's petroleum, is it? Yes. And we don't have enough barrels by far, but I will just go ahead and queue, let's say, 20 barrels for now. Time to craft is next tick if I take 40. If I take 100, what I used before, it's still next tick, so this is extremely fast. It probably is not. I guess that's a bug. But let's go for 20 now. Alright, making 20 that would use 120 barrels. But we don't have that much, so they will stop eventually. But when we, at the same time, start up the refineries to actually use the petroleum, then we get the 3/4 of those barrels back. So with modules that I still have to patch, this will mean we use less petroleum, but we also get less barrels back. So we have to see about that. I will have to run over quickly to get those chests and, more importantly, those modules. I will be right back. Alright, here I am with the chests. So I would say let's just put them down here. One, probably not over there, because I guess this block has to be kept free to get the wastewater out. Let's rename those chests, and then I have to quickly configure the storage over here. So you go for take from the stockpile, and these chests are the first where you put stuff into, and maybe take them from there as well. And the other one I'll have to do accordingly. Chests first, and whatever does not fit in a chest goes into the stockpile, like so. Okay, you have worked, so this is for the last 4 crafts, we need 16 seconds, so this is 4 seconds per craft. This is ridiculously fast. But let's see. What do we want to make over here? Epoxy is used for all kinds of things, like flat steel, so this will be the next level tier 5 building blocks that we could make with this. Framed glass, similarly, is a tier 5 building block. We need a bit of that for modern upgrades. We can make steel gear, steer axle, which we need for modern upgrades as well. The substrate is for electronics. Then we have plastic, which is also used for all kinds of things. And we have nylon, which we can use for in the spin melter, which we probably need industry and or electronics for to make it, but this is for modern tailoring basically. We can make a polishing paste, which is well, used to sharpen tools again. Right now I'm still using the whetstones, but we could also have a wet steel, I guess. I've never used the polishing paste. I don't think it's better than the steel, so I won't bother for now. We could make biodiesel, but we don't have the ethanol, so I guess we will stick to these. Gasoline comes later. It's used as liquid fuel, more importantly, for stuff, for the excavator, for the modern truck and stuff like that. So let's go for maybe just I'll add the modules first. How about that? Go for 20 crafts of epoxy. Yeah. You make 20 crafts of epoxy, and you make 20 crafts of plastics. And maybe some nylon as well. Just to get the skill up. And then we have synthetic rubber, which is used in a couple of things, like modern tools, but also rubber wheels, which is also for the modern stuff. So we will have to get some crushed sulfur and get it here, or get something to crush the sulfur that we get from plastic and epoxy. But I guess for starters I will just go ahead and bring the sulfur over that has been made here. So we have some plastic down here and we have some epoxy up here. Let me quickly sort these as well. Right, so these will take quite a while to craft. What I can do probably is, because I just realized I'm at oil drilling 4 already, take the focused workflow. Because the tables that I have are on the outside, so there is no room to share. And they don't get any... They do get the benefit, as far as I know, but they don't get any speed reduction when they are next to each other on the outside. But I guess I have to get more barrels for now and get this sulfur crushed. Alright, here we are with a truckload full of barrels. So that should do for now. I guess we'll have to give these work orders. So 300 is 50 per machine. So let's just give it 50. I guess when they are this fast we don't really have to use 6 of them, but well. So in total it takes less than 2 minutes to get all these barrels done down there. So you see how fast they rearrange and put in new petroleum barrels, get out the old barrels. I guess we can just go ahead and let you make 50 more. For starters. And that was epoxy, and here we get to make 50 more plastic. And then what's left to do is get this claim stake in down here. Give it a couple papers. And extend this one. Including the road and the next block, because there's pump jacks go a bit beyond south of the road. So this is my next climb. Give it a different color. Maybe black, because oil. And that's it for oil drilling. Are you done already? Yeah. So how about to make 100-ish? No, 50 more is okay. So it appears this one is a bit slower than the other ones, so maybe I won't use it anymore. Because why would I? Alright, I'm out of food, so I will have to get back. And I will, I think, bring a stamp mill to get rid of the sulfur down here. On the other hand, that will leave me still with crushed stone and stuff like that, and I probably just take the sulfur with me, and that's it. Alright, I think that is it for now. In the next episode, right at the start, we will have a look at what we can already make out of epoxy and plastic and maybe nylon. And then we will take the next star. I think I planned to take industry. I will still have to have a look whether industry is a better choice or electronics as first of the two skills. But that's for in between episodes for me to decide, and then we will see what we take next episode. One last thing to do is we did the oil drilling skill. The industry skill is TBD. By the way, I also prepared this room over here. I painted everything because of the gray concrete. I still have to paint the floor, I guess. But yeah, the other books are made. I can read them now. And then all there is to do is basically get those skills done. All right. See you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. And bye-bye.